It's called smut. Give me smut and nothing but a dirty novel I can't shut if it's uncut.
Have you guys heard about this theory? Okay, Audible.
Okay.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you heard about all of the stuff Audible has put out as their marketing, which is just pissing people off who use Audible? And I'm like, why are you ostracizing them?
I don't know.
Okay, so they have gotten all of their narrators, some of celebrities, and they were like, what speed should you listen?
Oh, I did see that.
Oh my god.
And they're just ostracizing their audience. And I'm like, it's because, and this is my theory, and when it's proven correct, I want everyone to send all of their information, like just make sure you're following, okay? Because I know I'm going to be right about this. Okay, so you know how Spotify does it by hour? Like you're allowed to listen to audiobooks by hour.
Okay.
They give you a certain hour amount.
It's not. I did not know that, but okay.
Yeah, it's
for
not,
free.
Yeah.
It's, right? Yeah.
For free.
Oh.
If you,
I mean, there are
if you're
some
on-
that are included with the spot.
No, if you're on premium, it is by hour. You cannot listen to multiple books.
That's bullshit.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't listen to. I've only listened to Lights Out on Spotify.
Okay,
so that's why that doesn't appear.
it probably
to me. Okay.
did not
Yeah,
it didn't apply because it's under the hour amount, right? If you tried to listen to another book within that month, you would have to buy a credit.
That's
okay.
bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, and you can be like halfway through a book, and they'll be like, "You're out of time," and it doesn't matter how much.
What a bummer.
Yeah, right. I have a theory that they're like, what a way to get people to spend money.
Oh, for sure.
And Audible is going to get rid of the credit system, so you no longer can buy a book for a credit. It's going to be by the time, and your credit counts for the time. So if your credit is 10 hours, you're going to get like a 10-hour credit. And if your book is longer than 10 hours, you have to use 2 credits.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That would suck, but I think you're right.
I don't think that people are scared enough of CEOs.
We can't have nice things.
The CEOs aren't scared enough. Look, I don't condone
sure there is.
killing, but I do talk about the fact that the justice system
I love a good killing when like it's justified
for
like,
love.
Yeah,
Isn't
like
that
for,
a shirt that you guys have?
Yeah, we only kill for love or revenge.
Or revenge.
And
revenge.
revenge.
And this, I would say this falls into revenge.
I was just about to say, I'm like, crazy how it do that.
Crazy how it do.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy how it do. Welcome to
Fem's reading Phil.
The last episode.
I'm Emily.
I'm Jess.
And that's Andrea.
Oh yeah, hi guys.
And it's our finale.
It's our finale.
I'm kind of sad.
It's our finale of Fem's reading Phil. I had to give it back to you.
That was but we didn't touch. If you saw,
it was very gentle gliding.
Fem's reading
Phil.
Ooh, I hope that gets on the TikTok before it leaves us forever.
I know. Sure.
I do think if TikTok goes away, I will learn about a lot less Hermione fan fictions.
I didn't think about that.
Girl,
Yeah.
this is why you need to get a Tumblr. I was thinking this earlier
I
when you were
won't do
telling me
it.
what you're reading, because you were like, oh, I follow this fan fiction author on Instagram. And if you think that their Instagram is active, you should see the Tumblrs of fan fiction writers.
Because if you've seen me on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I'm very active on TikTok in the sense that I watch it all the time, but it's not like it really hasn't taken over my life, and it's not bad. I don't send you like 70 in a day.
Tumblr won't take
Like
over your
someone we know.
life. It's just genuinely, Tumblr is a really good fandom resource.
Yeah.
If you want to know,
I think it
fan
would
fiction
take over my life though.
Would it?
Yeah.
Would it satisfy the brain itch that scrolling
Yes.
through TikTok does?
The whole point of Tumblr is that you're scrolling.
You do it on your phone?
Yeah.
How old do I sound?
You
How
do.
does your Tumblr work?
Yeah,
We
and
have a Tumblr.
It's the same as TikTok, where there is it's slightly different, but where there's a For You page that is algorithm generated, so it pops up things that it thinks you want to see based on your interactions. But then there's a separate feed for the people that you follow as well, and so there's a lot.
like it.
There's a lot to
Do
do
you have a
in there.
Tumblr?
I do not. I'm a lurker.
You did have one?
I
She's a
did.
lurker.
I'm a lurker.
Fem's Reading Filth does officially have a Tumblr
I
now.
made us a Tumblr.
Congratulations. All right, maybe
It needed to happen.
And I still don't quite understand.
I will show you, you old lady.
I am so old.
here's the thing. I think that what it is that if you don't like email chains, your brain goes to, this is just a very, very convoluted email chain.
Okay.
And I hate that. And I understand where you come from with that. But
okay.
once you get over that and you realize this is garbage and I love garbage, you're just going to be like, oh my God, this is the best dumpster I've ever been in.
It's where I've been getting my garbage since 2014.
Speaking of feeling old, I told you this, but oh my God, I found
Happy birthday.
Well, it's not. It's like in a month.
It'll
But-
have been your birthday, but
It would have been.
Oh, that's fair.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was what I was going for.
I
my bad.
actually think if I'm doing the math correctly, I think Cowboys comes out the day after my birthday,
Fun.
episode 6.
Did I try to read a Cowboy after that?
Did you?
I did.
What'd you read?
Lost Lasso.
How was that? I've seen the title of it.
This is for you,
cover
Jacqueline,
page.
who is now following you guys.
Love that.
I enjoyed it.
Hey, look at you.
I will not continue. I will not continue. And because again, it is a trope that I just,
It's not for you.
not for me, but I'm going to give it to the author, man. I don't know who wrote it. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but you did a good job.
Nice. I love that.
You did it.
Wait, what were you saying? You
Yeah, my apology.
you had a thought.
I
You-
said
you
happy
told
birthday.
You told me something, but you didn't
Yeah,
tell her.
I found a gray hair
Oh,
on my head.
congratulations.
Well, it's not the first one, but I plucked that one. That was months ago. And then I found the new one growing in the same place on the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I told somebody who I don't see a lot, but I see her sometimes. She's like, how old are you? And at the time, I was, right now, I go 32. She goes, ooh, that's early. And I go, oh, what?
That's not a true friend. I'm
like,
going to say it right now.
Yeah.
I was like,
dare
how
they?
could you say that?
Is this someone I know?
No.
Okay, good. Because
Andrea was ready to march over there.
No, it's okay. I mean, she said it in jest, but mostly, but it was not what I needed
But
to
it
hear.
I feel like as soon as I start to transition out of the pink and back into my normal natural hair color, I'm going to start to see some grays.
I think it was just so alarming because I was going to say turn of the year. It was the new year. It was the turn of the year. And I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to the gym. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm getting on track. I'm
Yeah.
getting health. I feel good about my plan to get healthier.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be a badass bitch this year. And I'm going to do this. And I was like, here we go. What is that? I was like, you've derailed all my plans. But so it was just alarming. And it just took me off guard. And I was like,
Yeah.
am I going to be a badass bitch this year?
You will.
I am every year. But
can I tell you that it all it feels it
all goes downhill.
I was just about to say it feels crazy to get your gray hair. It feels even crazier to get a gray pube.
You got a lot of them?
No, you know what? I can honestly say that's not my my particular issue.
it hasn't
but-
gone down there yet.
But I have noticed that my hair color is slowly depleting from everywhere, and I'm an Italian woman who has hairy arms, and I don't have hairy arms anymore. Well, I do have hairy arms, but it's blonde.
It's
a
different,
little
yeah.
lighter,
It's
yeah.
silver.
It's like my German arms I got, but
Yeah.
but I'm Armenian on my head.
Back in the day, man, that was black.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was well known.
You know what? We are women in our prime.
Yeah,
we
we
know
are.
what we want. We've lived a lot and we've read a lot.
We
And-
have.
That's true.
And now it's a good transition because we are now in our finale.
We are.
That's
And
right.
As we do in every finale, we are going to have our bracket of what was the best trope this year. This
This
season.
year, this season.
But we also do some other stuff. We do something called superlatives.
Yep.
All right.
And we also have another game.
I wrote down some trivia questions that I thought you two might find fun just to jog our memories of this season.
And I have not seen them at all.
She has not seen them either.
So I will be playing too.
We can start with this
Yes.
if we're cool with it.
Yes, I love games.
I love
Okay.
games too.
Games are fun. I love games.
too. I made these up an hour before I came over to Emily's house.
That's when the wheels turn their best.
Oh yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
Mad Men and a little bit stoned, and it was great. All right,
The
okay.
dream.
Audience, please play along if you'd like.
Yeah, just pause after
If you're-
every question.
If you're
here.
Yeah, Jake, play along, but
Yeah,
you
Jake,
be
play
quiet.
along.
But be quiet.
if you're driving, just yell out the answer at
Yeah.
nothing. Whatever.
I want
whatever
you to
works.
know I will probably be listening to this episode in my car alone by myself being like, I remember this game. I'm ready to play.
Please do. All right. First question. What did Ray ask for in her last letter to Santa Claus?
Oh,
Man.
was it to come? No,
No.
No.
no. Was it?
You read this letter.
I know. I just read this letter.
Or no,
Was it?
Andrea read this letter.
I believe I did, and I think that
You mean the one that the elves read?
No, the one that
was read out
the one that
loud.
Ray writes to Santa.
Oh,
the first
the one
letter.
that I dropped my voice for.
Oh, I think I remember. I think
Yes.
it was she wants a lumberjack. She
Uh-huh.
wants a lumberjack, and if not, she wants socks.
yes.
Ding 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 ding.
Boom.
A lumberjack and thick woolen socks.
Oh, and not
And
or.
Dobby.
Okay.
Dobby me. That's called the sex act is called the Dobby.
So point to Emily, I guess.
Jake,
if we're
keep
keeping
track.
points. Okay. What is the name for a soul bond in Ice Planet Barbarians?
QE.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Point to Andrea.
Thank you.
I had to Google that because I was like, I think it's a Cooey, and then I saw the way it's spelled, and I had to
Cooey.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it again. Okay, where did Hermione get the scar on her stomach that Tom likes to trace with his tongue?
Fifth year Dollhouse. Fifth year Dollhouse.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
man, I thought it was the Bellatrix one.
No, that's on her arm. The
Fifth
one-
year
Jake
Dollhouse.
raised his hand like
I
know this. I'm so smart.
I'm so smart.
We're getting
Yes.
too excited. I do have to turn down our levels just a tiny bit. Keep going.
We just shouting through this.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 2 points, Emily, 1 point, Andrea. Okay. What?
I hate to lose.
I know, so do I. What power did Fenna have in Emily's pirate book?
She it wasn't reading.
Oh,
it wasn't. It was. Wait.
Do we need to say the actual name of it?
I'll give you 2 points if you can say the actual name, 1 point if you can describe it.
I know it's Claire something. It's, not
It's
voyant.
not clairvoyant, but it's another type of Claire.
It's literally. It's. Oh my god! It's part of the fucking name of the.
It's part of it's in the title.
I know it, but I'm gonna give you the option. Do you know it?
I don't remember it.
Jake, do you remember it?
He wasn't here for that.
Oh, you weren't. It's clairaudient.
Yes, and what does it mean?
Someone who can hear thoughts.
Yep. 2 points for Emily. Claire audience.
It's so funny. I was
You
like,
deserve
it's literally.
that. You wanna
it's
know
literally
what's
the
so dumb?
title of the book.
Do you want to know
Yep.
what's so embarrassing about that? I
So-
literally downloaded it and
Yes, I
read
remember.
it. And I read it like two weeks ago.
No.
And then it left your brain, and that's okay.
Funny.
This one I had to Google. So Emily, this may not. You may have
We'll
a different
see.
answer. We'll see.
Okay.
How many weirdos did Marist have to have sex with in Emily's secret society
my
book
God.
initiation?
Oh my god, there was like 11 or 13,
Oh fuck.
9.
I want
It
to
was an
say.
awkward
well,
number.
does it include?
Did it
No,
include the
just-
dad?
so- no,
it
no.
didn't, because the dad was the next.
But just the weirdos,
Book.
not her future husband.
Yes.
So that would mean because a board always has odd numbers, so they could win in a argument.
was it 11?
I think it's 9.
9.
Man, I did say 9. I was like, it's 9.
You said 9, and I didn't know if it was the
13.
final answer.
But I only remember that because that's how many members, like on a board.
On a
like
yes,
yeah.
It was 9, 11, or 13.
5 to 1. I gotta chill out. I'm so
All
sorry,
right.
Andrea.
No, you have a better memory than I do, and there's nothing to be ashamed
We
about
also
that. I
we
hate
also
to lose.
read these, and you just listened.
Yeah, I
So
hate to
think
lose, but I will gracefully lose.
I'll share it
I
with
have
you.
I have grace. About
Okay.
share
it.
this one with you.
This one is just for Andrea. This is the last trivia question.
Well, if I don't
And this
know it, then
counts
I'm going
for
to sound
6.
like so stupid.
yeah,
counts
this
for
counts
6.
for 6 points.
What's your middle name?
Okay. Which of the our flag means death thruple would be described as a soft dom?
Oh, it's gotta be Steed and
Steed.
It's just Steed is the soft dom.
Okay. Steed is the
I was about to
soft
say
dom.
who's the other dude who tells them that they're in
Ed?
love, you idiot.
Ed.
No. Ed is the one he's in love with. But
Is
who's,
he?
Who's the one? No. Izzy's definitely not the soft. It's the one who draws.
Oh,
but he's not part of the thruple.
He isn't. But if you were asking me who the soft doms were,
It would
I
have
was gonna
been
give
Uh,
I was gonna give
Well,
you all
that's
of them.
not what the
Frenchie?
question was.
Frenchie?
Frenchie.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Steed's
it
the
wasn't
soft
Frenchie.
dom.
It's not Frenchie.
And that's
not
our
who it
little
is.
that's our little trivia game.
So really, you won
Yay.
because that was 6 points.
That was 6 whole points. So you won.
I do love to win.
Oh, okay. That was a good jog down memory
Yeah,
lane.
wanted
Good
to
job.
just
Thank you.
remember some things that we.
I liked that.
What a
Thank you for
joy.
putting that together.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And now go on to superlatives.
okay.
And we put these together. There's 3 to 4 in everything. I think Jess and I can go. I could just give you my phone if you don't want to open it again.
No, you're good. I forgot
We'll
about
go every other one. We'll name all of them, and you pick the winner, and then we'll give some speeches to whoever.
Oh yeah, I always forget about the fact that we decided we were gonna do fucking acceptance speeches.
I kind of like it. It's like improv. We do it like-
that's why I don't like it,
I
because
love
you're
it.
an improviser and I am not.
Not anymore.
All right,
Okay, I'll start.
you start while I pull it up.
Favorite fandom ship. So we have the top 3 we picked, and you can pick the winner. Number 1, Izzy, Steed, and Ed from Our Flag Means Death in episode 3, Pirates. Hermione in episode 5, Inanimate Objects. Or John Wick and Santino D'Antonio in episode 4, which was Secret Societies. What do you think is the best? Who wins favorite fandom ship?
It's gotta be Our Flag, right? Because I mean, they closed out that show, and I think everybody out there who is like everyone out there who's hungry for a pirate is gonna go for that one.
Yeah.
Hashtag hungry for a pirate.
And
That's a t-shirt.
I hungry for a pirate. Anybody who also like sat there and was like, this is what real love kind of looks like, where it's kind of messy, but it's two people who care about each other and love each other through their faults and still want to work together and will do what it takes to work together.
And in this case, 3 people.
Oh yeah. So look, there's nothing wrong with having an extra little friend, like a little extra.
So congratulations, Our Flag Means Death, episode 3 Pirates. Let's hear a little speech.
Listen, when I brought this ship to you both and to the world, really, because the world listens to this podcast.
Correct.
I really was a little nervous because I was like, is the world ready for 3 pirates to fuck each other in a BDSM throuple?
If there was a season 4, yes.
Yes. And you all were just so validating, and this choice is so validating in so much as I don't feel afraid anymore to bring you guys all the pirate smut that I could possibly want. And I feel like I learned a little bit more about you all and your polyamorous little hearts that day and today. And that just really warms my heart.
Good job.
Bravo.
Yes.
Do you want me to ever do some playoff music, or do you want to just keep it as we?
What would that be?
Take me down to the paradise where the grass is green and the
Yes, I would like that. I would like that from now on.
Or the other option is sail away, sail away, sail away.
I would like to request either or both of those whenever you feel so called.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Do you want to do the second superlative?
Yes. So the next one is best world building.
Ooh.
So we've got Ice Planet Barbarians from episode 2, Soulmates. The fairy tale world that was 5,000 years in the future from the first episode. Emily, can you refresh our memories a little bit on that one?
It was a Sleeping Beauty retelling. It was called White Rose, and it was an Omegaverse fairy tale retelling in which she fell asleep. She was cursed to go to sleep by like an evil fairy. She woke up like 5,000 years in the future in the year of the wolf or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
She went to bed in the year of the dragon, woke up in the year of the wolf, and
right.
the prince found her. And she had to navigate this new world.
And there were dragons.
Yes. But they were evil.
And then finally, for world building, we've got Ice Planet Barbarians. We've got Fairy Tale World. We've got Forked.
Holy shit.
You know, the fact that he can be a World War II
veteran in modern day Rhode Island.
Trapped in a fork in modern day Rhode Island.
What a time.
Yeah.
What was the superlative again?
Best world building.
Oh, that has to actually go to the world of the wolf versus the world of the dragon. That one.
Oh yeah.
And the reason I have to give it to that one is just because like when you were describing this, I was like, when magic was real. Like my brain immediately it turned off and went, magic is a place, everything is Lord of the Rings, and I am here.
There's dragons.
There's dragons.
Dragons be here.
There was no part of me that was like, oh, when she wakes up and looks over at her cell phone, she's gonna be so confused.
Right.
You know, unlike Forked, which I've now read all of them.
Oh, so happy. I'm so happy about that.
That makes me really happy too.
It's such good like brain goop.
Yeah.
Such good brain goop.
Give me some music to. Let me get up to the podium. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for this fairy tale world building win. You know, when I started this season, I started off with a bang with an Omegaverse fairy tale retelling, and I just thought, what a great way to start an epic season. And I'm so glad that she found love. I'm so glad that this Omegaverse Sleeping Beauty lived another day. So
The world of the wolf. The world of the
World of the Wolf. Yeah.
Do you want play out? Do you want?
If you could play me out with something.
We want to live like common people. We want to do what common people do, etc.
I've never been more proud to be your friend.
Thank you. I remembered a little bit of
For
it.
those that don't know, Common People by William Shatner is maybe one of my favorite songs at the moment.
Not Common People by the actual band that
No,
plays it.
fuck that.
Common People by the
William Shatner version.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is.
All right. It's the third one.
Yes.
Best sexy times.
Ooh.
Now, as we were filling this out, we realized there's never always good sexy times.
It's harder. It's just
very
like,
hard.
It's just like compliments
Pun
versus
intended.
insults. It's always harder to remember the good ones than it compared to the bad ones.
Yes.
It's harder to keep track of them in my opinion.
It's harder to keep track of the good ones.
The good sexy times don't stick in the brain as much as the bad sexy
Well, I
times.
made you guys do a lot of bad ones because I told you guys
That's
about all
true.
the tropes
That's
I
true.
don't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I made this harder for you guys on purpose.
So we went into this thinking, what were the best sexy times? Not sex, just sexy times.
Sexy times.
So we got number one, the pillow nest from Cowboys,
Ooh.
in which they both finish, but they didn't actually have sex. But it was in a pillow nest on a deck.
Yep.
Great times. Number two, the sunroom in seasons for Setting Fires, episode 2, Soulmates, the Dramini, in which they're on the run.
They're on the run and they're in the safe house and she goes to see Draco late at night and they're drinking and he's like, it's my birthday. And they imagine like being in the Slytherin common room and like what his birthday party would be like.
And it ends with Ron like bursting the door open,
Yeah.
right? Like blowing the door open because they locked themselves in so they could do sexy times.
Yep.
Number 3, fingering against the bookcase in episode 4, Secret Societies and the Initiation, in which she was sitting there minding her own business, reading about myths, and then a hot guy came in and fingered her against a bookcase. Everyone's ideal
Sexy time.
sexy time.
We love it to the point, sexy time.
Yes. And then number 4, the Ed, Steed, and Izzy first time with Ed telling the other two what to do.
Yes.
Oh my God. I totally forgot about that.
So out of the 4, what do you think will win best sexy times?
I have to give it to Hermione.
Yes.
Hermione in the sunroom.
But you know what? I really do have to. I hope
You want to give a runner up?
this is, runner up definitely goes to the nest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sold then. Looking back at it, Emily, congratulations. I really did
you.
enjoy that.
Be a
Thank
cozy
you.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear it for Hermione in the sunroom. This is like the saddest music every time. Can we just do that?
We're all like afraid of like getting the cease and desist.
Yeah. That's what you have to do less than 30 seconds.
Yep. So I, really started off this second episode with a bang with an absolutely epic, heartbreaking tale of war
That was-
and sadness and heartbreak and revenge. And also we got banging in a sunroom. That was, I still revisit that scene every once in a while.
That was a great scene.
Because it's good. It's sexy. It's great.
Yeah.
It's grounded, and I'm a big fan of it. And I'm so glad that I could give it to you all because I think it's perfect beginning to end.
Taming down to the precious with the precious green. That was really good.
All right. Worst sexy times is our next
I'm ready
superlative.
for this. So this is probably going to be my favorite.
First one on the table with the whole gang. The initiation.
With the whole gang.
That was, of course, the initiation. Emily's
Secret
book from
Society.
Secret
I
Societies.
still think about that all the time. I think about that book because you're like, and the second one is with his dad. And I'm just like,
Which I never read, and I feel like I should just to know what happened.
I
Yeah.
think about that all the time. Like, I don't have the brain space, but I want to know. Can
I do
somebody
wanna
just
know.
do the trash? I need you guys for this.
We'll do if we ever do
Look,
quickies.
I don't know who the next season's guest is.
Yeah.
make Emily
Or-
read the second
but
book in the
listen to me,
initiation.
if we are friends, oh man, please do this for me. Just, I know maybe we don't know each other, but I'm begging. Please make her read that
I might read
so
it
I don't
just
have
see.
to.
All right, so that was the first one for worst sexy times. On the table with the whole gang. Second one, Kylo Ren's Santa fuckery from last episode, the Santa one. The second to last. And that was obviously her being asleep and him coming in and getting the note from her saying, please unwrap me, Santa. And then when she wakes up, she says, Santa, and he says, good girls don't. What does he say?
It's like,
It doesn't matter. We don't have to repeat it.
good girls don't wake up before.
Good girls don't open their gifts until Christmas morning or something.
Jesus Christ.
You
weren't here for that.
So there's
Jake.
that one.
Yeah, Jake,
I'm glad you
missed
weren't.
out, man.
No, I think you did okay.
Number 3, eating a salad, licking the fork, and then getting horny and bringing her lover back from the fork world.
How dare you?
Forks.
That one was perfect and it never should change.
Should have been in best sexy times.
And then the final worst sexy times was the half wolf prince from the fairy tale episode 1.
It sparked the whole conversation of he was half wolf, but what kind of did he have claws or did he
What
not?
part of him was a wolf?
What part of him was a wolf, and would that be good? And it was their hair.
I totally forgot about that.
I mean, the finale is great because we really revisit these moments.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So of these 4, on the table with the whole gang, Kylo Ren Santa, eating a salad and getting turned on by the fork, and half wolf prince fucking, what was the worst sexy time?
Santa.
That's right.
It was scarring.
Here's the thing. I want to know, did we agree?
Yeah.
I think I do agree with
You
that
guys
one.
are asking me these, but I'm like, we are all of the same mind here, correct?
I mean, we went through all of our episodes and filtered it, so we agree on these being the worst ones.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So anything there's no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that, but I want to make sure that we are of the same minds. You know what? We are really testing friendships here. I need to know: are we on the same page of this?
I think so.
I think the Kylo Ren Santa is tied for worst with on the table with the whole gang.
Oh, I forgot this.
Because on the table with the whole gang,
It was
really was tough for me.
Yeah, pun not.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all had a moment with that one, didn't we?
For sure.
Ho 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 ho.
I have had the privilege of bringing not one but 2 Kylo Ren based worst sexy times to the Femmes Reading Phil's table. The first 2 seasons ago was Amish Kylo Ren, and now we've got Santa Kylo Ren. He just embodies some of the cringiest sexual behaviors we could ever imagine, and I appreciate the Star Wars fandom for bringing us that, and to Adam Driver for portraying such a dweeb that we can put this on him and we completely believe it.
And for Emily for being Kylo Ren whenever we need her to be.
You're welcome.
Yes, my actor in the production, Kylo, do you have anything you would like to add to the acceptance speech?
Ho ho ho.
No, Emily.
Do you want to sing Common People to close us out of this superlative?
Sing along to common people. No. All right.
And then the final superlative, yes.
We got 2.
Oh, no,
we got
you're
more.
right. Two more.
Oh, I'm so jealous because I want to do that last one, but
Do you want to switch?
I kind of do. Can I? Okay.
Yeah. So the next one is best romance or love story, forked, inanimate objects.
I think it's a great love story.
I think it's a love story.
I think it made history on this podcast.
I will say this. What are we've dedicated that these are all love stories. Got it. Okay. All right.
I think
Yeah, they ended in love.
They all ended in
They all
love.
ended in love. They all are love stories. So forked, the flag means death, thruple, and season for setting fires, the Hermione soulmates with the soulmate threads that connected them through everything.
Was that the one with Tom Riddle?
No, that was the one with the sunroom.
Right.
There's
They were-
literally a gold thread.
Yeah,
he
that
grabs
which
on.
I think about a lot. Best romance. Okay, so here I feel like they are all great. My problem is that I chose a trope that I don't like. I
Right.
do not care for pirates, but you found my weak link. You were like, bitch, you do like pirates. Like you call, like it was
It was
almost,
a good one.
It
That
was
was a-
almost like you called me out. Like you don't like pirates. I bet that's
And
not
it
true,
was
Andrea.
they were romantic pirates
They're
too.
They were.
so
Seed is a
romantic.
very good romantic partner.
I would
like
agree.
to
It's
read about.
so
Yeah.
romantic, and the way that they handled what's his name, help me
Izzy?
out, Izzy, the way that they handled Izzy was such tenderness and care and taking care of him the way he needed to be taken care of.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
Yeah. It was a story like meeting people where they are.
Oh my God. That's top tier romance.
I'm running out of things to say about pirate thruples.
Find in your heart.
Romance really truly isn't dead. Love can be found anywhere, even at sea, amongst many smelly men, women, and non-binary folk. Anybody can fall in love as long as you treat each other respectfully as humans and are willing to get to know someone as a human being. And that's what that story told us.
That's true. I was just about to say, this is your own fault for literally looking at me like, you don't like pirates, bitch.
We're gonna make you like pirates.
It wasn't even that. She called me out. Like, I've never been called out so viscerally.
It was a joy.
Like, because I believe that you did know how much I loved Our Flag Means Death.
Yes. Yeah. I cheated a little in
And
order
it was worth
to
it.
achieve the intended effect.
You did. You like, because here's the thing. I was like, I'm ready to hate things. And then you brought out something that I truly, truly loved. And I was like,
Yep. And that was immediately after, I think, Soulmates with Season for Setting Fires, which was another one that I think made you.
That was great.
yes.
Yeah.
That was great. Sing along to the common people. Okay.
All right. Last
Last
one.
And this is a new category this year.
Yes, it is.
Biggest shock / surprise of the season.
Oh, man.
Number 1. The blonde one didn't make it.
Oh.
In War Paint, episode 5, Inanimate Objects, to this day still haunts Andrea and I.
In which
After the Findy fire in the room of requirement, Tom Riddle goes up to Hermione and goes, the blonde one didn't make it, referring to Draco, breaking both Andrea and I's heart, even though it was not about Draco.
even though Draco wasn't really even in the fic at all.
We had feelings about
both
that.
that was so hard for us.
Lost it.
The gasp.
The second biggest shock, number 2 for biggest shock surprise of the season, in episode 2, Soulmates, Season for Setting Fires, when Neville is killed by being dropped upon the sword of Godric Gryffindor, and I think eaten by Nagini, right?
And then when Nagini goes to eat him, she nicks herself with the sword, killing her and the Horcrux inside.
I remember, and you reminded me of that when I was like, oh my God, I remember that, because we were both like, oh, Jesus.
I have a very visceral memory of looking at my tablet because I was actively telling the story and then looking up and like you had your face in your hands.
And the third is how I introduced to you my story in episode 2, Soulmates, in which I painted a picture and then revealed that we were about to talk about Ice Planet Barbarians.
Actually, I'm going to give it to Ice Planet Barbarians.
What?
What? I love that. But not in a million years, Emily. Not in a million years did I think you were going to pull that one. I want you to know. Everybody knows Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah.
But you guys go so obscure. You guys go so deep into it that I wouldn't expect a Target pull from you. And because they have Ice Planet Barbarians at Target and Walmart, you can buy them on the shelves.
Yes,
yeah,
you can.
It's mainstream now.
I would never in a million years. When you said that you were going to do that, I was like, I was
really proud of how I did that too, because I tried hard to paint the picture of like you're in your bed in your sleep, and then all of a sudden something's moving, and you wake up and there's these people around you, and and I was like, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Ice Planet Barbarian.
I want you to know. I was waiting for you to say the KU name of something I've never heard before, you know, and you pulled out Ice Planet Barbarians, and I was just like,
yeah, I don't go mainstream a lot. I really don't. I really try to find stuff you've never heard of, or like,
what a joy.
And I got to experience Ice Planet Barbarians for the first time because I didn't know it at all.
wow.
What a joy.
It was a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
So those are our superlatives for your season.
Excellent.
That was an upset. I did not even think
I
that
thought
that
it
was
would
going to
be-
win.
I
I thought it was going to be the blonde one
one.
dies.
The blonde. Here's the thing.
I didn't give a speech. Can you?
Oh, yep.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much. I really did not expect this. I didn't even write anything.
Oh my God.
I mean, there was some really good contenders, both from the Harry Potter universe, and so who would have thought just a little alien planet would have taken over? But wow. Thank you so much. I can't wait. I gotta go. Thank
It
you.
was just such a shock. Don't get me wrong. Jake every once in a while will pull out the blonde one. Didn't make it. I'll be in the middle of a Jewel Osco and just like, oh my god,
Fall to the ground in the middle of the produce section.
This is brought to you by Julasco. That is so fucking funny, Jake. Oh my god.
Please keep doing that to her.
He'll just like randomly pull that one. And I'm just like, I'm still not over that.
And I understand people will listen to that episode and they'll understand, because also for the last couple of seasons they have seen me learn that Hermione fan fiction is wonderful.
Yes.
and become obsessed with it.
You've been on a whole journey.
I've been on a whole journey, and they know that you like it too, and they have like heard us do that. But like, to be in the room when that happened, we have it on tape. I don't even know if that will ever see the light of day.
We
but
should
try and release
we
that. 'Cause
should
that
try
was
to.
there
such-
was no oxygen in the room.
If anyone ever came up to me and said the blonde one didn't make it, I'd be like, how do you know that? that was
Who
a
are you?
moment.
Who
That was a
told
moment.
you? Who
Yeah.
told you?
Who told you? Wow,
All right.
those are some good superlatives for season 4. And
Amazing.
now we're gonna do our bracket.
We're gonna do the
I love it.
final game
The final
of the
countdown.
final episode of the season.
Time
All right.
for le bracket.
Okay.
Oh yes.
You pick first.
I got the least favorite tropes. So episode 8, I'm gonna classify that as age gap / purity.
I think that's fine. I got soulmates.
Okay,
Episode 2.
episode 2.
Okay.
Yeah, episode 8 versus episode 2.
So the bracket is who
Which one did we like more? Which one was better? Which one?
Should we enjoy?
Should we go for the least favorite? I'm just saying, considering that everything.
But Soulmates was Ice Planet Barbarians and Season for Setting Fires.
Yeah.
Least favorite was Tempted and Ruin.
Yeah.
Which was a Bridgerton.
I think for the bracket, let's go with best. Let's try to narrow down the best trope of the season.
Okay, I love it.
And I
Let's
think
go
by
for best.
by best, we don't necessarily mean it's your favorite trope, but it's the trope that you had the most fun and interest.
I
and-
love that,
and
and the
maybe-
one that you
and,
guys
like-
changed my mind the most.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I love the way to
which
view that.
does which does put most of it on you. But
Okay.
I guess we each.
We're gonna try to pitch you though. We're gonna try to.
I love an elevator pitch.
Yep. Okay. I need a second.
I can go. I think least favorite tropes was really interesting because you turned it on us and we got to explore that. And while there's still a lot of tropes that both Jess and I don't like, we picked ones that are vague enough that can be pinpointed to certain things. And they were fun, very emotional stories, I should say, because they brought out emotion in both of us. And some good discussions, I would say, and like emotions for the Bridgerton thing. The amount of times we rolled our eyes was crazy. I remember that episode. And then
I'm just saying, like, if anybody drinks to that episode,
yeah, they're gonna be drunk.
They're gonna be wasted.
And then Tempted with the age gap ex-boyfriend's dad romance was interesting, and it brought up a lot of conversations about like plus size ladies in books and age gap romances in general and real life, and I thought that was interesting.
Soulmates. So first off, we had Season for Setting Fires, the Hermione on the run from Voldemort because he won, but Draco is tied to Hermione via that thread that for him shines gold, for her shines silver, and it was very suspenseful because if you remember, we open in Malfoy Manor with Hermione being tortured and Draco watching, and then they escape. So it was a very fun story, start to finish, that I personally was very proud of, and also thought that it was a lovely emotional soulmate story with a unique way of showing soulmates, which is what I was trying to do with that story, and I felt like we were able to pull off because you don't see a lot of soulmate threads through magic, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we also had Ice Planet Barbarians, which was another very unique, very fun way of depicting soulmates. Not just the same old, like, we're meant to be together kind of thing. And also you had the joy, Andrea, of hearing Ice Planet Barbarian said to you, even though you already knew it was. And I got to hear that story for the first time and just had a lovely time hearing it.
I will say, not to like put gas on your fire too, but like Ice Planet Barbarians was a interesting sci-fi version of Soulmates.
Yeah.
Which you don't get a lot.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I am saying this. Soulmates wins.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe I can't.
All right. I got pirates.
My book club.
I
will never
got
be the
inanimate
same.
objects.
This feels unfair.
I want to not do pirates and I want inanimate objects personally, but I will say pirates was interesting because it is a classic bodice ripper that we had never done. We got a really cool fandom that we've also never done before.
Yeah, I don't know how we'd
I
avoided
don't-
doing pirates for
I
so
don't
long.
know either. And
Because it's a silly little trope.
yeah,
It's a
with
silly little tool.
with my book, we did have a little element of supernatural in it, which I thought was fun because as we showed in our research, like the normal elements of pirate romances aren't like always the most appealing to us as readers. So I thought that was like a fun little twist on its head. We learned the term clairaudient. As for Our Flag Means Death, that was one of our favorite fandoms of the season, according to our superlatives. Really showing us, and also like we don't get a lot of thruples unless we did cuckolding, we did reverse harems. We don't do a lot of, threesomes
Poly
or whatever.
anything
Poly,
or-
thank
yeah.
you. And so to hear about that in a well done and
safe, good place.
safe and consensual and good good communicative way was interesting.
Yeah.
Inanimate objects.
Emily.
Just don't let me down.
She's so mad. All right, where to begin? Inanimate objects. When you first threw us this, I was worried. I'm going to tell you, I was concerned that it would go off the rails, and it did, but
and it did.
Hands down, one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
I think so.
Yeah.
First off, we got a man who was serving his country
Yes.
and then became a fork. And he could only become a human boy again if a woman put him in her mouth as a fork and then like got sexually aroused, and then he came to life, and then they spent like a good amount of time of him being like, no, I'm a fork, and her going, no.
Just wait until you get the spooned.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Spooned is great.
I will now have to read Spoon because you assholes
Knifed is
both
pretty
read
crazy,
Forked
too.
and Spoon.
Knifed is pretty crazy.
So that was the first part of inanimate objects, and then the second part of inanimate objects, I got to introduce you both to a pairing that has been a guilty pleasure of mine since I was a young girl, and I got to really show you one of my favorite fan fictions ever, and I was so excited to do it, and I'm still so happy that I got to do it. And you both were fed me so much with your intense reactions to every single thing I said of Tom Riddle's diary and Hermione, of course, interacting, and her slowly being corrupted by Tom Riddle's diary.
That was such a good one.
You guys, I don't know who I'm going to choose.
Can I also... Okay, let me add this. Do you have anything to add to Pirates?
Yes, Pirates I really enjoyed, not just for the like poly stuff that you already talked about with Steed and all of them, but I did really enjoy that there were tropes like sword, like teaching someone how to sword fight.
Yeah.
That we originally kind of shit talked at the beginning,
Yeah.
but then by the end
We were into
it.
it.
It was in both of our stories, and it was done in a really unique, fun way,
Yeah.
and I thought that was cool. Do you have anything to add to inanimate
Yes,
objects?
I do.
I thought you might.
I think it's pretty fun. I truly cannot remember if we edited it out, but I did tell you about another inanimate object story that I did read about a Jack in the Box, and that really changed my life, as well as the research that I did for inanimate objects. And I just wanted to put it out there. I just wanted to remind everyone of all that.
All right, Andrea, moment of truth.
Yeah.
This is so tough.
That's actually a pretty hard pairing.
This was the
Yeah.
this should have been top tier for the knockout. You know what? I'm going to give it to Inanimate because both
right.
stories were amazing, and while both stories were very good for Pirates, I can't get over the fact the mall called me out like that. Jess just went like, she just went, hey, you want to know something crazy? We're friends in real life, and I know you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I win. I like winning. You know?
I'm gonna be real. I've never had
I'm okay.
somebody.
I'm okay with that.
I've never had somebody just like call me out on something. It was
Jesus.
It was like being what I was assume is being in the courtroom and someone saying, "Your Honor, I have physical proof." It's just like,
Oh no!
I'm gonna. We're only 2 rounds in. I think I'm going to lose every round of this. Go on.
Really?
Yeah. Go
okay,
on.
I got secret societies.
Oh, maybe not. I got Santa.
Ah!
The only thing that Santa maybe could have beat with secret societies.
Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Secret societies.
What am I gonna say about Santa?
I will say secret societies was a challenge for, I think, Emily and I both. Secret societies was a hard one to encapsulate well. We actually learned that we weren't big fans of that trope over the course of doing the research for it, even though I think going in we both were pretty neutral to it.
Yeah, you didn't realize you didn't like it until you realized how
Yeah.
prevalent it is.
We learned how like hard it is to do well, and that was an interesting journey to take. I did the fan fiction about John Wick, which I really enjoyed because that was a fandom that I'd never read fan fiction in it before. So it's super fun to get to know a new pairing and a new fandom. And I thought that their like kind of arranged fake marriage thing to help him get past the secret society was really fun. And then Emily's incredibly disturbing boardroom
Orgy.
Gangbang
might be a better term.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think gangbang is more
it's
accurate.
the accurate
But boy, oh boy,
term.
did we still think about it to this day.
Yeah, what I can say about this episode is, man, did it stick in our memories in some really specific ways.
Not as much as Santa.
Yeah,
Here we
Emily-
go.
Well, because, and I'll add it now.
Yes, please.
I think I personally learned that, like, because when you first mentioned that one, I was like, oh, I know a ton of secret society ones. And upon like looking at them, I was like, oh, these are really dark.
Yeah.
And I have no problem reading them for myself, but to say them on this is really hard sometimes because, again, we are trying to make this fun. Like, we want you to like the story.
Secret societies are they're
It was
deep.
yeah. It was
and
hard.
there's so much backstory that you do need to put into it
Yep.
to make it okay.
Yep.
And when you're reading it, it's fine. It's done easily, but you have to like explain it. It takes so much longer
Yep.
somehow. So that was something that I learned.
It was a challenge
Yeah.
to find and tell well, and I think we both did that, but it was like not an easy episode to do, and we learned a lot.
Santa.
Boy.
Good girls don't open up their gifts until
You know,
Until
we learned a
Christmas
lot
morning.
about Santa. I think we have skirted around daddy kink for a while. I think it has been mentioned here and there in certain things.
Yeah.
We have talked about it in relation to other books and stories we've read. We really experienced it though, but we also we both picked stories in which most of the time the Santa is good looking.
Yeah.
And then on the night of Christmas, the Santa is old man Santa.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting like caveat to learn. There was a lot of like magic that was given to these in my book. Like they had powers. Santa could be hot. It was a team of Santas, blah, blah, blah. There was some great puns. A Candy Cane, if we remember, was our leading lady. Oh boy.
No, you got this, Emily. Keep
Ray
going.
really wanted socks. You know what? No, I will say in the fan fiction, we love a girl that goes after what she wants.
And she did.
And
Emily looking up to the sky for help.
And she
Please help me.
had such a sad, lonely life.
she did have such a sad
and she
lonely
got
life.
to find connection.
She found love
through Santa.
and who was into it.
Who was into it?
and had such a big sack, if I remember,
He did.
of toys and semen.
And Seaman. He hadn't come in a while.
Do you have anything else to say about Santa?
I remember really liking that we kind of discovered through reading different stories that every single author tries to add their own twist to the lore of how
Yes.
Santa works.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
They try to make Santa hot.
They
no
try to
matter
make Santa
what.
hot, but they also like your Santa. There were multiple Santas that like, went around the world and delivered presents on Christmas night. My Santa could use like temporal magic to like stop time and make it possible. But they were both hot the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So that was cool to kind of explore the way that different authors actually do have a huge amount of variation in the way they write this really silly trope.
You know, we joke about episode 5 being unhinged, but Santa was really unhinged.
Yes, it was.
That was
That's
an
why
unhinged
Santa
episode.
wins.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. The amount of fun I had listening to you guys in the insanity of Santa may actually be.
Santa was crazy.
I'm gonna be so real. When you get, I'm sure listeners, you've already listened to Santa.
We were also 2 of us were sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had like the worst
You had
sinus infection known to
We were
mankind.
like, let's just do this, and we like really were loopy on that
Yeah.
one. That was
I
that
don't-
was funny as shit. This is an interesting one. Fairy tale retelling.
Cowboys.
oh
Yeah.
God.
All right, fairy tale retellings which was the Cinderella retelling with Kylo Ren and Rey.
Yep.
And the Omegaverse Sleeping Beauty, which I thought was really cool way. I think fairy tales was a really great way to start out the season, actually, because it was stories we know with a new twist. I think that's a great way to like ease into something that you don't know. I think I was really proud of my story because I put the Omegaverse twist on it.
Yeah.
I found something that was like a little bit of fanficky, and I like to blend that. I also love a good Omegaverse. It sparked some really interesting debates about wolf sex. Also just like interesting, like there was a lot of interesting lore in there too about like the evil fairy witch.
Yeah.
And like how she was cursed and how this girl who wakes up 5,000 years later like navigates the world. And I thought that was really interesting. And she made a really good friend, the hot fairy, who was like, hey, I'll fuck you if you need me to during your heat. And she was like, totally. And then he was like, no, she is mine. And then like the one true pairing comes to fruition.
Right.
But what a good friend. What a good friend to find.
Yeah. What a bonus.
What a bonus. And then the Kylo Ren one.
You can find it.
Well,
Find it?
I'm like going through the story in my head.
Yeah.
I do remember. I do remember you keep being like, and Leia is there, and I was like, oh, and Leia's like cool with it,
Yeah.
and we hadn't heard a story in which we had like the cool mom.
Yes.
And I loved that
She was
aspect
very
of
much
it.
like listening at the door and being like, yay, they're having sex in the library.
We did also talk about the logistics of like how for like a year and a half or something she had been looking at him out of a window and he had only just noticed her, and then
Yeah.
he was like, just kidding, I've noticed you the whole time. Or
I noticed
something
you,
like that.
your weird, creepy stares from the attic for years now.
That was funny.
Yeah.
God.
Anything to add about fairy tale retellings?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head.
Thank you.
I think it was a good start to the season for sure.
Yeah.
Cowboys, another one similar to Pirates that I'm surprised we hadn't done.
Yeah.
Or even touched on up until this point. And that was, oh God, I'm blanking on your cowboy one, Emily.
Mine was called The Devil in Blue Jeans.
I was supposed to say that's the one with the really comfy with the pillows.
The
outside.
nest.
Oh,
Yeah,
with
the
the
nest.
nest.
She opens
Yes.
the bar with her 2 friends.
Opens the bar with
Yeah.
2 friends. He is on a farm with horses. He helps a horse give birth.
Yep.
And then helps a real human woman give birth.
Correct.
I remember that.
Visceral.
Yeah. And that also had some really good friends in it because she had like her friends that she was opening the bar
Correct,
with.
yeah.
So I loved like this. That was like, he was like modern ranch owning cowboy side of that trope. And then I brought the old timey Old West side of that trope
Yeah.
with double OQ fan fiction called Tombstone.
Yeah.
And we had some really great playing around with the dialogue and the very like howdy ma'am type conversation while
Yeah.
still keeping true to James Bond and Q as characters, and just had like a fun little romp with shenanigans. I felt like this episode, it was just a kind of a shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like, it was a light, like we did some heavy episodes before that, and this was a nice
Yes.
a nice breath of fresh air. Just like, yeah, we're just gonna kind of fuck around for a little while.
Secret societies will do that to you.
It was dark.
I think to add to that, the banter in Tombstone was
It was so fun.
It was top notch.
Amazing.
There was
Yeah.
some great one-liners in that. It was very Western feeling, and it was very James Bond feeling.
Yeah, the author did a great job of that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the Devil in Blue Jeans modern Western was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And because it wasn't full on like, I'm a cowboy. It was like, this is my life. Do you want to be in it? And it was interesting.
Yeah, it was a modern.
Oh.
It was a more modern take.
And she had that whole thing with her fiance who cheated on her and then died.
Died.
Oh my God, I forgot about the fiance.
You forgot about I promise you I have not.
We've read a lot of books for this.
I think about that a lot.
I still think about the gangbang and the initiative. So
Yeah,
initiation, not that.
initiation.
Anyways, fairy tale retelling versus cowboys.
Here's the thing, I really did enjoy the 007 Q, and
Yeah.
I think I enjoy it because you enjoy that particular
pairing. Yeah.
But I do have to give it to Fairy Tale because
Really?
mainly I do recall that conversation about the wolf, and it was very, very funny. But also, I think that being done correctly, a fairy tale telling can be very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I seek them out? No. Will I ever seek them out again? Yeah,
Yes,
I love you
you
guys.
should.
I probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still love a fairy tale
I
retelling.
will. I will if somebody I respect tells me I will enjoy it.
That's fair.
I'll find more for you. All right, round two.
Round
we
two.
got all 4 winners of the first round.
in the bowl.
In the
Not
bowl.
in a hat this time.
Not in a hat this time.
Emily usually picks a knitted cap to put these in. Just a floppy knitted
I
cap.
don't have any other hats.
And she was doing it again today when I got here, and I was like, "Do you have a bowl, maybe?" Round two.
Round 2.
What'd you pull?
I pulled soulmates.
I pulled Santa.
Ooh, interesting.
Interesting
all right.
indeed.
Okay.
Jake's still sad about the fact that he missed Santa. I can see it over there.
Yeah.
When you listen to it, you're not going to be sad. Soulmates, Ice Planet Barbarians,
Yep.
Season for Setting Fires.
Yep.
2 really strong fics that really, I think, change your mind on soulmates. Well, I'm not saying that you believe in them. I'm not saying that, but I think you enjoyed the books. I think you enjoyed the stories.
I did enjoy
and
the
I think you can
stories.
enjoy a soulmate story. I think, and to go on the attack here, I don't think you would enjoy us. You were like, let's do Santa, and then you hear them and go, let's not do Santa. Like, I think we learned from Santa to not do Santa. Or it's not a kink that we have. Well,
Okay.
I can't speak for everyone. It's not a kink I have.
Okay.
I do have a soulmate kink. I have a Hermione kink.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find different things than we just said in
Yeah.
the first round.
I think to go on the attack on my end. How
dare you.
There is something to be said for reading silly bullshit that you have no real world interest in, and that was both of the Santa stories where they were just like, again, fun little romps that we don't necessarily need to revisit, but they were exactly what they needed to be. They were a good fucking time in the moment, and we don't ever have to go back to them again. And I think that is the power of Santa trope, and also other little like niche weird tropes like inanimate objects where you don't really you're surprised by it. And we were continuously surprised by Santa in good and bad ways, and I think that is a strength, not a weakness.
Yeah, to go on the unattack. I think Santa was good for in the moment when you need to like turn your brain off. I think those are great. I think if you want feelings, I think if you want good story, you're gonna go for these soulmate ones. I think they were interesting ways to portray. They are not the normal things that you would think of soulmates of like, I found him across a crowded bar, but he was married, and like, how are we ever gonna do it? But like, we talked all night, and I knew it was gonna be great. Like, no, this was a magic version of soulmates, and this was a sci-fi version of soulmates, in which there is like a literal thing that gets put into your body that makes you identify what your soulmate is, and then like also blue alien dicks, horns to hold on to, different languages,
old men for Santa, old men having sex with you, Andrea.
hot blue aliens who
Okay,
want a
all
wife.
All right. Here's my thing. Okay. I can, if you are reading a book and like it has the soulmate trope and it is bad, I feel like it is a bigger letdown than Santa, because you're not expecting high art from Santa.
You might be.
Are
It's
you?
a Christian romance.
Are you expecting high art from Santa?
No, and that's the power of it.
That's the power. That is literally its power. Versus like you're reading something and it's love, and all of a sudden they use the word soulmates, and if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit.
Or blue alien dicks.
You know what? That's a very
with
good
a
point.
nub.
It wins.
Blue
With a
alien.
nub.
Blue alien.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew blue alien dicks would win.
I didn't want it to, though.
Yeah.
For the record, I really hate that trope. for everyone,
But you enjoyed the story.
I would actually like to put a caveat on here for my dear friends who are in my book club. Can you not listen to this episode?
Listen
because
to it.
I have a feeling that
You mean to the soulmates episode or to this finale?
No, this finale, because I don't
They're all
want them.
gonna
I don't
listen.
want them to know. I don't want them to know that I've been given into soulmates.
This is a big one.
You did
Inanimate objects.
inanimate object. Fairy tale retellings.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I think we all know that it's inanimate objects.
Yeah, it is. That
Yeah.
Do we even want to make a case for it?
was. Would anybody have a good rebuttal?
For
Do you have a
fairy
good-
tale
In
retelling?
favor of fairy tale retellings. Fairy tale retellings is, at the very least, you know that it's probably going to work. And it's a wonderful sandbox that
True.
you can then jump off of and jump into other things. I think inanimate objects is too much of its own thing. You can't really layer tropes on top of it. But fairy tales are a wonderful serving platter, if you will, that you can then kind of put a little charcuterie board on.
I was just about to say it's comfortable versus uncomfortable.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
old versus new.
Yeah.
Because inanimate objects is a very new within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck Tingle has been around for a minute, but
But
like
it's only become very like people are aware of it now
Yes.
way more than
mostly
a few years ago.
because
Yeah.
of social media. I think fairy tale retellings have stood the test of time. They will keep being made and remade.
For sure.
Which I think is really interesting. I think inanimate objects was interesting because we went into it being like, this is going to be so weird. And then we were like, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Inanimate
I
objects.
was
Yeah.
so okay because I was so you know what, I'm gonna save it for the next one. So all right, last round.
Last round. Pick which
Oh my
one.
god, what's it gonna
What
be?
are you going to represent?
I actually can't even remember what the other one is.
Me neither.
Oh,
It's Santa. Wait, no.
Soulmates.
inanimate objects.
All right.
And soulmates.
Soulmates
Yeah. Oh,
versus
wow, this is
inanimate
wow,
objects.
this is
gonna be
interesting one.
real easy for me.
Oh, really?
Well, because you don't like blue alien dicks.
No,
But you
want-
like 'em.
I would like to hear each of you give your reasoning.
I was gonna say in the last round, so long ago, we were so surprised by inanimate objects. We had so much fun with it. We went into it being like, this is weird, and then we enjoyed the stories. We were like pleasantly surprised. They were fun stories. You've even read books 2 and 3 now
sure
of
shit
Forked.
did.
I read multiple ones to be like, let's see what happens. And I was, it's not that I liked Jacked Up, Jacked Off. We still don't know the title of it. But like,
Forgot about that.
but like, has it stuck with me? Yes. You know, anything can be fucked these days, which is crazy.
Yeah?
That's
Again-
crazy.
Again, put that on a shirt.
Anything can
Anything.
be fucked.
No one would wear that shirt.
I would wear that shirt,
I'll make it for you for your birthday.
please.
Anything can
But you
be
can't.
fun.
You gotta.
Please put
you
a
gotta
fork on it.
yes. Anything can be forked.
Ooh. Anything
so
can be
clever.
forked.
I know things sometimes, you guys.
So clever.
I know things sometimes. So that's my main argument for
Yeah,
inanimate
anything can be
argument.
forked.
Do you have anything to add to inanimate objects before we go
No,
to
I
soulmates?
agree with you. I think that's the strength of it, and I think that's why we had so much fun. Because you brought a really silly story, and I brought a very serious story, and we got to see both sides of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but they were both inanimate object stories. They were both super, super fun in their own way.
I can't wait to listen to that one again.
Yeah,
Way.
yeah. You brought a shenanigan to both,
Yes.
and I brought a Harry Potter war epic to both.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool. Like that we
I
were
kinda
able
love
to
that.
hold both of these tropes
Yeah.
in those things. And Soulmates, I did genuinely. I really enjoyed Soulmates, not just because I got to know the story of Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah.
But also because I really liked, I think we already talked about this a little earlier when we were debating, but seeing different types of soulmates and not just doing the basic shit that we kind of roll our eyes at.
Yeah.
And it was the first one of the season where I had the privilege of shocking you both. And so for that reason, it will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Even if it is not necessarily the favorite trope, because I think we can pretty well tell that inanimate objects
I do
is probably
think
going to win.
there were shocks in both of these. I think these are two of our strongest episodes of the season.
I agree.
I agree.
All right.
Anyways, so yeah, last one, soulmates
Soulmates
versus
Inanimate
inanimate objects.
I was hoping to distract you guys. Look over there.
This does say a lot about who you are as a person. So really,
It really does.
No pressure.
So here's the thing. I really enjoyed Soulmates. I really, really did. I think that you guys both did amazing stories. Ice Planet Barbarians out of the hat, man. Jesus Christ. That was amazing. I really didn't expect that from you, and I think that it was quite possibly the most wonderful thing you've done for our friendship yet. I'm not even pretending.
thank you.
Like, you pulling that out, it's like, oh my God, she really does know me. And then with, of course, you pulling for Soulmates,
season for setting fires.
season for setting fires. I love Hermione.
Yeah.
I love Hermione.
It was so dramatic.
It was
too.
so dramatic. And
I also remember because I read like half of that.
Yeah.
And when it surpassed what I read, I was like, like it was so exciting to
And
hear
they
it.
like were in
Yes.
they were in like the Quidditch stadium, and she disappeared into her crying room.
And then they like fucked in the
and then
Quidditch
they
room,
fucked in the
didn't they?
Quidditch
Yeah.
room, but then
Yeah.
and they had silenced it, and then they unsilenced it, and they heard Pavardi screaming because
everyone was
Padma
dead.
had come back, her dead sister.
What a
Oh,
crazy,
my
what
gosh.
a crazy fic that
It
was.
was a crazy story. It was such a good story.
It was such a good story. But the joy the absolute unhinged joy I feel like that we all felt about inanimate object, because who would have known?
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Also, I think Hermione was the best possible choice you could have ever picked for that. Like, it was the only, now looking
'Cause it
back,
was unhinged?
the only choice you could
That's
have
just the thing,
made.
is that
Yeah.
it wasn't unhinged. It was perfect.
It was perfect.
It was so perfect for you and for how difficult of a task it would have been for finding, because it doesn't have like a specific hashtag.
Yeah.
It would have been very difficult, and you went bet, and then you doubled down on something that we already knew. We already knew
About the
about the
diary.
diary.
Yeah.
We've all watched Harry Potter, read Harry Potter. We knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
But to put it,
twist it.
but to twist it so it was a trope, a romance trope, a trope within a romance, was so niche.
Yeah. And it was so fun to bring you something that I had first read 11 years previous.
Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the icing on the cake. And then on like the next bit with the fork, and I can't get over it. The way you told that story was perfect. No notes, no notes. And then on my own go home and be like, all right,
Gotta read Spooned.
We gotta read Spooned. I have to know.
It's why I read Knifed as well.
And not only that, but like what a joyous romp that was for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know. Because when you guys tell these stories, I have no idea what the writing is like.
And it's crazy.
I then get to go and make my decision if it's worth these tropes that I normally do not care for.
Yeah.
To bully myself into reading them and reading these writers that I would never. I mean, I read one, and then I wound up one day being alone too long, and I read all of them. So the answer here is inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Wow. What a I mean, I think we all kind of knew.
We felt it in our hearts.
We felt it, but like to
Yeah.
hear it said out loud is really crazy.
It really is.
That the trope that won the best of the season was inanimate objects.
You know what? I don't give it to the trope. I give it to you two.
We did make it what it was.
You guys did make it truly, because here's the thing. The reason it's a trope that I don't like is because I've clearly got roped into something on TikTok. I wish I could remember what it was. I think it was the pillow one.
Yeah, I won't read the pillow one, but
Like-
maybe Unhinged the door frame one might be my next read.
my
That's
God.
it. But that's just the thing, is like I will take.
No, just kidding.
I take the reference from somewhere, right? I find out that I don't care for it because it's not somebody who I know or respect or love telling me I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then you guys, who are very dear to me, I care for you both very much.
Finally, you said it. Finally.
We've been waiting.
But like, I respect you guys. I definitely see how intelligent you both are, and how extremely deeply dedicated you guys are to this as an art and a craft.
We dedicate our life to smut and smut only.
Only.
That's just the thing, though, is that you guys are also feminists. Like, you're not gonna give me something that is gonna make me at the end of it be like, well, they fell in love, you know? Like, if that's the only thing you're looking for in your romance, you know, you're
not on our level if
are
that's
you-
the case.
Yeah,
You can go deeper.
We can go deeper.
There's so much more to enjoy.
Yeah.
And so much more to look for. And if somebody's going to look for it for you because they care about it, and they care about you, and they care about what you're ingesting as media and or, you know, your fun time, your fun downtime. I want to trust two people who are going to tell me exactly what they found. And I think that that's exactly what you guys did. And it was lovely and it was fun. And I'll never look back.
We tell the truth. That's our mission here on Femmes Reading Filth, to read it so you don't have to.
Yeah.
And to tell you exactly what we read.
Be truth tellers about
We're
it.
not leaving shit out unless
No.
it's something stupid.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing. Is that
Or
like,
gross.
Or gross.
really gross.
yeah. Well,
We'll spare you some details.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, if I want somebody who's going to tell me what to read next, what I'm going to enjoy, what tropes can be found that I won't like, but can be found to be enjoyable, especially because you guys are educated and you guys know good writing, and you guys also know how to turn off your brains to enjoy
Yeah.
something as well.
Yeah.
which I think is a delicate process.
Yeah.
Thank you for all those lovely
That
compliments.
was really nice.
Well,
I'm not good at receiving compliments, but I appreciate them when they're given.
well, that's because
I'm
you
great
guys,
at it.
I was
Thank
just about
you.
to say, I'm like, well, it's because it's really hard going through all that trash.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be hard. I mean, if I could say, you have been an incredible guest this season.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You have
guys.
challenged the fuck out
Yes,
of us.
you really have.
You really, truly have.
I'll never be asked back.
But I mean, through that though, I think we've had some of our best episodes so far.
Uh-huh.
And I've definitely read some stories that I would have never normally read, but I really, really enjoyed. And
Boy, oh boy, is that correct for me?
yeah, got to broaden our horizons a little bit, which
Yeah.
was really fun. And ultimately one of the big reasons we decided to do this podcast in the first place.
Yeah, and I feel like this, I mean, it's also been a long time coming to have you on as a guest because you really, I know you were going to be like, it wasn't me. Like, no, you were there when we started doing this. You helped us, like, you came up with our tagline, which is really big for us, which also led to our amazing merch store and logo,
Yes.
raccoons.
All of it.
All of that. And it's really lovely. And it's, this season, not that the others haven't, they have all been wonderful and they all have spots in my heart, but like this season was really nice because it really got to the core of like just friends chatting about smut.
Yeah.
And like you coming in as a voracious reader was nice that we did teach you some stuff, and I think you taught us some stuff as well, but like we tried to make sure we identified and defined everything that we did, but like it was interesting to talk to someone who is like, oh, I saw this on Book Talker. Like,
I made the editing process an absolute
no
monster.
No.
But
I
it
apologize.
has been so fun, and this was the first time during any of our recordings that we started filming things.
Yeah.
We now have an associate producer.
We do.
And it's been a freaking party hangout every time we've done one of these, and
Yeah.
I have honestly looked forward to it. And it's really upsetting that this is the end of the season because I was telling my therapist the other day, I was like, oh well, now I don't have like things to read. Like I do have a million books. But
I literally just lent you one of my favorite books.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean? I was like, I don't have like this set plan now to look forward to. I have to make other plans, which sucks. So I
want to make other plans.
I want to have one set plan.
Right.
And it's gonna be hard to say goodbye to this season. This was a really cool, fun season.
Well, congratulations. You guys have been officially invited over to my house. We are going to hang out with Murphy.
Great.
He's going to be right on your lap the entire time.
You know I love Murphy so much.
There you go.
Yeah.
Aw, well, any final thoughts?
Just how much, you know what? I really feel like we really have become much better friends through this.
I think so
Which
too.
is so strange because I thought we were really good friends before.
I know.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
are we better friends
I
now?
think we
Well,
are.
when you spend more time together and you
Yeah.
learn about each other's kinks and about what you really think of Santa,
Yep.
like it really
Smut'll do that.
It
Yeah.
changes your life.
Gray hair, gray
So.
pubes. We've talked about it all.
We didn't. You did.
Say what you will. You know that I'm right.
Always.
Sometimes.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well,
Any
that's
last thoughts? Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm sad to be letting season 4 go,
The
but
blonde one didn't make
the
it.
blonde one didn't make it. But
fork this up.
I know,
Fork
but I
me
am
up.
so excited to see, what we
Oh.
do in
Yeah.
coming episodes, and I'm sure you'll be coming back for various other things.
I will be at every live event. Jake won't miss it. So will Jake.
we will be inviting you back, I'm sure, for
Yes.
something. We have to.
Thank you guys
100%.
very much. I cannot tell you how much fun I had.
Well, for the last time, hey, do you want to say it with us?
Yeah.
We're just two.
Raccoons.
Talking about
The best.
Trash.
in
town.
Bye.
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 Femmes Reading Filth is hosted, produced, and edited by Emily Barusian and Jessica Mall. Intro music by Tom Lehrer. Outro music by David Reddick. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Femmes Reading Filth. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.